A gruesome discovery has thrust one of music's brightest young stars into the center of a nightmare scandal. On September 8, 2025, in the heart of Los Angeles, an abandoned Tesla was towed to a Hollywood impound yard. At first, it was just another car among hundreds, left unattended and unclaimed. But within days, workers at the yard began to notice something that couldn't be ignored: a smell. Strong, sharp, putrid. A smell that lingered in the air and grew worse as the hours passed. Tow yard employees at first thought it might have been spoiled food left inside. But soon the odor became so unbearable that police were called in. When LAPD officers arrived and inspected the 2023 Tesla, what they found was beyond disturbing. In the car's front trunk, known as the frunk, lay a human body. The remains were badly decomposed, partially dismembered, and wrapped in a plastic bag. The car was traced back to its registered owner. Not a local businessman, not a faceless name, but to none other than David Anthony Burke, the 20-year-old rising star known to millions as D4vd. The discovery immediately launched a homicide investigation and turned the spotlight of suspicion and shock onto one of the fastest rising names in music. Authorities have since revealed new details about the victim. The remains are believed to be those of a young woman. She was small, barely 5'2" in height, and weighing just 71 pounds. She had wavy black hair. On her right index finger was a tattoo with the word shoe. She was found wearing a tube top and black leggings, along with simple jewelry, a yellow metal bracelet, and stud earrings. But beyond those details, her identity remains unknown. The coroner's office has launched a painstaking process to confirm who she is and what caused her death. Forensic scientists will use DNA testing, dental records, and toxicology screens. Every piece of evidence matters. The dismemberment of the body suggests a deliberate attempt to hinder identification and obscure the truth. This was not an accident. Someone wanted this woman hidden. And somehow, her final resting place ended up in the frunk of a Tesla tied to one of music's most buzzed-about new stars. But where was D4vd during all of this? That's the question on everyone's mind. His representatives were quick to respond. They confirmed that he was on tour thousands of miles away when the body was discovered. On September 9th, just a day after the car was opened by police, he performed in Minneapolis to a crowd of screaming fans. His Los Angeles show is still scheduled for later this month. His camp insists he has no involvement and that he is fully cooperating with authorities. Still, the connection is impossible to ignore. A Tesla in his name, abandoned in Hollywood Hills,
Towed.
then uncovered in gruesome circumstances. While investigators remain tight-lipped, fans and critics alike are filling in the blanks with speculation. To understand why this story has exploded, we need to understand who D4vd is and why he matters. Born in Queens, New York, in 2005, David Anthony Burke grew up like many Gen Z kids, online, immersed in gaming and internet culture. He moved to Houston with his family and taught himself to record music in his sister's closet using nothing but his phone and free software. By 17, he had written the song that would change his life, Romantic Homicide. Released in 2022, the track exploded on TikTok, becoming a viral anthem that captured teenage heartbreak with haunting simplicity. Soon, another song, Here With Me, solidified his reputation. He signed with Darkroom and Interscope Records, the same label behind global superstar Billie Eilish. Critics hailed him as the next big thing. His debut album, Withered, dropped in April 2025, showcasing a blend of alternative R&B, indie rock, and dreamy pop. By September, he was on a world tour, filling venues across North America and preparing to launch in Europe. This was supposed to be his year, his moment. Instead, his name is now tangled with a death investigation. The backlash was immediate. Within days of the discovery, brands distanced themselves. Hollister pulled his image from campaigns. Crocs suspended collaborations. While no evidence has tied him directly to the crime, corporations move quickly to protect their reputations. It's a stark reminder that in the world of celebrity, perception is everything. On social media, reactions have been explosive. Hashtags with his name trended globally. Some fans flooded his pages with messages of support, begging people not to jump to conclusions. Others mocked the irony of his breakout hit being called romantic homicide. Darker corners of the internet spun conspiracy theories, linking his lyrics, his stage imagery, even his tattoos to hidden meanings about violence and death. None of this is proven. But in the digital age, narrative spreads faster than truth. Meanwhile, detectives are piecing together the timeline. The Tesla was reportedly abandoned for about 5 days in the Hollywood Hills before it was towed. That means whoever placed the body there had a window of time before authorities discovered it. Was the car stolen? Loaned? Did someone close to D4vd have access? These are the questions investigators will need to answer. Every fingerprint, every trace of DNA, every surveillance camera near where the car was parked could hold the key. It's not the first time celebrities have been tied, directly or indirectly, to shocking crimes. The entertainment world remembers the O.J. Simpson trial, Chris Brown's assault cases, Tory Lanez's conviction, and even eerie tragedies like the death of actress Rebecca Schaeffer. In every case, fame amplified the scandal, turning police reports into global headlines. For D4vd, fair or not, the same is happening now. This raises bigger questions about the price of fame. For a 20-year-old who rose to stardom overnight, the weight of media scrutiny, corporate pressure, and now a criminal investigation could be overwhelming. Whether he is cleared completely or becomes further entangled, his career will never be the same. Fans will remember this moment. Brands will remember it. The industry will remember it. And yet, we must remember the victim at the heart of this case. A young woman whose life ended in a horrifying way. As the medical examiner works, as detectives pursue leads, her story deserves justice. She was not just a headline, not just a mystery body in a Tesla. She was someone's daughter, friend, perhaps sister. Until her name is known, she remains the silent figure at the center of a storm of fame, speculation, and tragedy. As we wait for updates, one thing is clear. This story is only just beginning. The coming weeks could bring shocking revelations about who the victim was, how she died, and who is responsible. It could either clear D4vd's name completely or pull him deeper into a scandal that could destroy his career before it fully began. This is more than just music news. It's a crime story, a celebrity story, and a cultural moment that reminds us how quickly fame and tragedy can collide. So, what happens next? The LAPD will continue their homicide investigation. The coroner will eventually release a cause of death. Brands and labels will decide whether to continue backing the young star. And fans will keep watching, divided between loyalty and doubt. Until then, the shadow of that Tesla, that tow yard, and that chilling discovery looms over everything. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.